welcome to Hoops and Horses. This time for January 11th, 2025, I'm CC Broaddus, and I'm joined by the leader, the fearless leader of FatBallGuyRacing.com, Dan Cronin.
How you doing? Let's get this going. It's too much snow around here.
Can you describe? It doesn't look like there's snow behind you. Can you describe where you're at?
This is an AI version of Keeneland Racecourse. I don't think they got it right.
It's close. I'll just say that. It's not close, but it's close.
Right.
There's a lot of green. There's a lot of green.
Looks like a NASCAR race.
That's the first thing I thought of. I said, is a NASCAR on a dirt track or something? What's going on here?
And a crop circle in the middle. Maybe a UFO landed there.
I figured I'd try the AI thing on Zoom and just see what it came up with.
All right. We're also joined by Trey server, who looks like he's in the most boring place in the world.
That is true. I'm in work still, so it is. Yeah, it's boring.
You look like you're doing taxes back behind you, but
I might as well be.
All right, let's talk about the action real quick. We want to go over the weather for this weekend. Looks like Oaklawn will not race. Santa Anita will not race. Turfway's on the fence. They're planning to go on Friday night. Saturday may be up in the air because there is some snow supposedly headed our way. But we'll talk about that. Let's take a look at the weather though right now. All right, we're back. And Dan, real quick, tell us about what's going on at FatBallGuyRacing.com.
Just got all the new pricing up and we're ready to roll. I mean, we had an incredible year in 2024 and we needed it after COVID. So it was good. You know, we're rolling, and Henry is just doing great down at Tampa, which has really helped things too. Everybody's excited about. He keeps hitting these long shots, which is cool. And we got Matt up in New York and Scott out west, and of course CC's helping in Kentucky all the time. And we got the fairgrounds, Gulfstream, Turfway. I mean, we got all kinds of tracks nowadays. And CC, you're just starting to dive into Oaklawn now, so good luck with that one.
It is tough. It's Turfway on steroids.
It is.
Thank God they canceled.
It's the hardest dirt track, I think, in the country.
Yeah, I believe you. All right, we'll get into all the races that we want to talk about right after this. All right, welcome back. Let's get started. We want to go first to where it's warmest, and we're going to go to Gulfstream Park, Hollandale Beach, Florida. Trey's going to kick it off. Let's talk about race 3, Trey.
Yeah, so the horse that I like in race 3 is going to break from the rail. That's a Les Queen for Emicio Jaramillo. A couple starts back, this horse broke its maiden for by 8 lengths. And then came back and I would say probably bounced off of that great performance, and then chased a gate to wire leader in the next race and ran second, I think by probably 6 or 8 lengths itself. When I handicapped this race, the horse wasn't the morning line wasn't out. Horse is 9-5 on the morning line, so I'm not getting a great price. But if it runs back to the last race, I don't see why you couldn't single this horse. There is a Safi Joseph horse for Edgar Zayas. Will be on the lead, but it's a cheaper horse than the horse that ran 2 back. So, like I said, if it gets a good stalking trip, I think we get the job done in the lane this time.
All right. Yeah, on the rail for Jose D'Angelo in race number 3. And if you're playing an early pick 4, or early pick 5, you want to get to the FBG sheet for a big star play. in one of the early races. We're going to fast forward now. We're going to go to race number 7. This is a tough race. I'm looking forward to this. Dan, tell us about who you like here in this maiden special weight going the 1-turn mile.
Yeah, I mean, I just went straight to Camp Hope. I was hoping for a little bit more price. Camp Hale, I guess it's called. But BJ comes back and rides again. He's shipping in to ride, and Wilkes is hot right now. This horse is working up a storm. And, last time got dead left in the gate, was shuffled back. They went way too fast, 44, and Guns Loaded just ran away from him, and we all know how good Guns Loaded is. He just came back and won a stakes race. And the horse that ran third in there came back to win. Ain't No Disco came back to win. The horse that ran sixth, Broaddus, came back and won. So there's already been 3 horses that have win out of that race. And Camp Hale ran second in the race, came running real well. And actually, at about the 8th pole, if you watch that replay, it looked for a second like he might win. And then Guns Loaded finally dug back in and kind of got away from him. But for that split second, it looked like Camp Hale might run him down. And I don't think Camp Hale is going to be that far back going a mile. I think he might even make the lead, but he might break second or third. And, they're all getting Lasix now. Isn't that mysterious how all these horses January 1 suddenly need Lasix? It's just really strange to me every year how that happens. But with Lasix, stalking the pace, perfect outside post. 5-2 is okay, and I think it'll hold because Walsh has got a horse in there. The 8's going to take money. I think the Mott, the 10's going to take money. The Lynch horse can't stop Munnings. The 6 is going to take some money. So I don't think this horse is going to be a big favorite. And I haven't even mentioned the Cox first-time starter, the 2, or the 1, a first-timer, a Pletcher's that they paid $300,000 for. So you got a couple high-priced firsters in there, a couple one-start horses. I don't see any way that my horse is going to be under 5-2. If he is, I'm going to be mad, but I'm expecting $7.
Yeah, number 8, Gosker. That's the horse that had some trouble coming out of the gate in his debut. This is a half brother to the stakes winner Harvey's Little Goyle. I think ran third in a Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Turf a few years ago. Yeah, this is I think the horse has a future. But yeah, I'm with you. Camp Hale coming out of one of the best maiden races at Churchill back in November. It's going to be tough to beat. All right, let's move on to race number 9. Optional claiming 75,000 a other than mile 16th on the grass. Trey likes a price in here. Interested to hear his selection in race number 9.
Yeah, so I'm this may be a stretch, but I'm going to go with City of Oscars, 10-1 on the morning line. Cassie has the morning line favorite. The horse that just came out of the Breeders' Cup. From what I can remember, I apologize, I don't have my notes in front of me. The horse likes to go to the front and then seems to die towards the wire. They're going to stretch out to a mile and 16th. This is the first start back. I feel like the other horses see that this horse likes to go to the lead. They don't want to give him an easy lead. So it might create a little bit of a faster pace than normal. And my horse is the other Cassie horse that likes to come off the pace. So I figured might as well give a shot to a horse that's not 7-5, 8-5, 10-1 on like I said on the morning line, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to try a City of Oscars.
Mark Cassie running well everywhere. He's batting 17% at Gulfstream right now, and yeah. So the son of Oscar Performance, yeah, 10-1. That's all right. The barn probably thought a lot of him. They put Flavian Pratt on him in his second start at Kentucky Downs, and he ran second. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's good. Little juice there for you. All right.
Let's hope.
Now we're going to go to the fairgrounds, New Orleans, Louisiana, and they've got I think they've got some stakes action, and that's what we're going to talk about first. Race number 5. As I pull that up, Dan, tell us about race number 5 and your selection.
Yeah, it's a little Philly stake race for 100,000, but at the fairgrounds they actually allow you to have Lasix in some of these lower stakes races. where a lot of the country will not allow you to have it. So it's a more honest, fair race because you don't have to guess as a handicapper, how they're going to do without it. So, a lot of people don't take that into account, but it's a big deal to me when I'm handicapping these stakes races. And I like the one, Monoma Gold. Um, she ran the first time in 2 months off, was a big favorite last time against a lot of these same horses. Okay, but she did not get the greatest of trips. And what caught my eye is Cherie DeVoe takes over. Jose Ortiz comes back and rides again. Now, why would he ride back if he could have probably rode half the field? He rode Freeburn last time, the 3, and he can ride anything in Asmussen's barn that he wants, and he chose the 1 instead. He could have probably rode at least 1 or 2 other ones in here. Now, I wasn't expecting them to make her favorite after she just lost to these horses, but 5-2 again is not terrible. I wish I wasn't on the rail, but the rail's not that bad at the fairgrounds going 6 furlongs in a short field. So I'm hoping she gets back to these 84, 80, 85 numbers that she ran at Saratoga when she lost to Almost Gone Rocket, who's just an absolute freak if she ever runs again. But she was a freak. And I think she just probably needed a little bit of a trainer change here, a little change of scenery, and now second off the layoff. I think she's going to fire her best one. And we know Freeburn's going to go. We know the 4, Classy Judy's going to go. The 5's got some gas. The 7's got some gas. So there should be plenty of speed to set it up for her if Jose wants to sit, a length or 2 behind and then make her run. So I think she's going to wake up this time.
Sherry DeVoe, absolutely on fire. 9 out of 28 as of this writing. But
and look at that last work, 47 and change, 1 out of 67 on December 31st. I think she's ready.
betting on ready. Yep. $200,000 2-year-old in training purchase by Star Guitar. Obviously, she looked good in the sales ring, and just her second start versus state bred. So I would say that she's in line to earn a lot of money if they can keep her healthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's turn the page. We're going to go to race number 6, optional claiming allowance, A other than, non-winners of a race other than maiden, claiming, starter, etc. 6 furlongs on the dirt, and we'll go back to Dan.
Man, I love this horse. I can't believe this horse is 4-1. I was nervous when I made this horse a big star play because I thought maybe they'd put him 2-1, 8-5. So when I saw 4-1 on Little Mugs, I was extremely excited. First thing, Churchill Racing is just better than the fairgrounds. So when they ship down there, you got to take your eyes right to the Churchill horses. Disco Time is a monster of Cox. That's the Cox horse everybody was waiting to debut. Came and won a maiden race, went right into the optional race and went easy again. And this horse ran right behind him, ran a solid race, now goes back to sprinting instead of going a mile. So I think that's going to be perfect. You get Jose Ortiz again, who's on fire. He's 30%. And down there, you can't ask for anything better. I like Greg Foley. I like the post. I think this horse is going to sit mid-pack and come blasting home. And I love this 4-1 price.
I did a double take when I looked at this horse earlier. I saw the owner was Lillian Wayne. I thought that was Lil Wayne. Okay. But Jose Ortiz batting 30%. That's unbelievable. So Lil Muggs in the 6th at Fairgrounds. Now we've got one race we want to talk about at Turfway. And like I said, we don't know what the status of Turfway is. We're recording this Thursday afternoon. We know there's some snow coming, but as of right now, they're planning to run. Now we're going to talk about race number 8. This is 1 mile on the Tapeta, another A other than, and we're going to talk about a horse that Trey likes. Let's go, Trey.
Yeah, so this horse is Safe Trip Home. This is a horse that I know that you highlighted on the Turfway review. Broke from the rail last out. Had a good reputation coming off a layoff. They thought this horse was going to run real well. Didn't disappoint. I think it ran 4th or 5th in that race. Now we're going to break from the outside. You're getting 3-1. Lon Machado is going to ride. If it breaks well, I think he's going to get a good stalking trip. And like I said, if they run, I think this horse has a big shot to get the W on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's I like that they're outside. I think that's where the horse wants to be. I don't want to be on the rail. Yeah, I don't like the price, but I can't see him going much lower than that unless he's just absolutely live and everybody knows it. But yeah, Safe Trip Home, that's the one I like as well. Probably single that horse in something. Race before.
I can't believe they made him 3-1 when he just lost to a couple of these in here. That's a weird line to me.
Yeah. Race 7, the one before it, another optional claimer. I think this is no, there's a 2 other than. What is this the race? Yeah, this is a race that came up tough.
That race is loaded.
I see. Is this a mistake? I see Transect number 4 at 30-1. Is that right?
That can't be right.
Transect just ran.
Might be a misprint, but that's what they got.
He's won 2 of 3 starts at Turfway, and he finished 10th of he finished last in the Cherokee Mile last time. That was a tough race. Returns to Poly for returns to all weather for Will Walden. He's 30-1 on that morning line, but this is a tough field just going through here. One timer is in here. He'll probably be the favorite, I would think.
Nah, no balls
is in that race.
Oh, No Balls is in here too. Yeah,
there
he is.
He's the 12 horse.
I didn't scroll down far enough. No Balls as well. So surely Ravelli's not going to run both against each other. I wouldn't think.
He usually scratches one of them.
Yeah, let's see. Baird's riding 7, and he's got Walter Rodriguez. Surely he's going to scratch No Balls, would be my guess. But
especially in the 12 post.
I don't know, but that's either one's going to be salty in here. So
there's another live horse in that race too. I can't remember who it is, but there's one more that caught my eye.
And who is that?
I apologize. I don't have it in front of me, but there was another horse.
There's Mischievous Rogue. Big Hat Willie's running for I think he was claimed off of Jacobson.
Hell, BD Valetsky just beat Epic Ride from the
that's
rail.
Him. Yeah, BD
Valetsky. Now gets the 11 hole. I mean, he's going to come flying.
Yep.
Yeah. He got the perfect setup last time, right? I mean,
he did.
22, 44, and 3 on a track may have not his favorite speed. So yeah. Fun race. Jeez, man, that's awesome. Tough race. All right, now let's switch gears. We're going to talk about college basketball. Dan's got 3 selections. The first of which, Notre Dame at Duke. Do we have I know we don't have a spread. Do we have an estimated spread here? I'll look it up here. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, tell me what old Ken Palm thinks, but I thought it'd be somewhere in the teens.
21.
Yeah, I think it'll be somewhere around there. And Duke has just been killing everybody. This freshman is just absolutely outstanding. And they're getting better. I mean, when your best 2 players are freshmen, and really probably their best 3 players are freshmen, you're going to get better through the year, and they're getting better. And this kid he's just unbelievable. And Notre Dame's just not very good this year. I'm looking at this score to be about 90-55. I think Duke will absolutely pummel Notre Dame.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Notre Dame, I watched them play the other night, played at NC State, and they just looked average to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, USC travels to Champaign to play Illinois. And, Ken Palm has Illinois a 16-point favorite.
Yep, I figured it'd be somewhere in there again. And Illinois is just playing so well right now. Southern Cal's okay. I think they lost maybe 13 or 14 at Indiana. I think it was last night. And coach was all mad and brushed by the coach from IU. And the problem is the West Coast teams, as I know, are going to struggle when they come this way. They're not used to the toughness in the Big Ten. The players are not used to it. The coaches are not used to it, and they're trying to adjust. And I think it's going to be a rude awakening for Southern Cal going into Illinois. I mean, those students are going to be rocking. They're not used to playing in front of packed houses. This will be the second one in a row. And I think it's going to be another one of them 85 to 65 type games. So if you get under 20, and I think it's going to be in the teens, you take Illinois.
Well, Illinois is the total package. So yeah, Dan, I'll ask you what you think about this. This game is at noon on Saturday. That's so USC is well, Illinois is in the were they in the central time zone? So that's
Yeah.
a 2 hour difference. So it's like playing a game at 10 a.m. for USC. That
Yeah, and
can't.
I would assume in Southern Cal stayed after the IU game. I don't think they would have flown back to LA, so
Okay.
maybe they'll be adjusted. But yeah, I mean that's a problem when you're coming across the coast like that. And don't forget too, a lot of these players are not used to this weather. So they come out of the hotel, they don't, I mean, they're buying jackets and hats just to have something to put on. They don't have them. I
Yeah.
mean, I got my brother a hat and gloves for Christmas with a note that said, "Welcome to the Big Ten." And he thought it was funny. I was like, I'm not kidding. You're going to get off the plane. It's going to be -10. You better
Yeah.
get used to it. And, it shrivels up. You get off that plane and you're like, oh, God, it's hard to get them kids ready to play. And then they're going into a buzzsaw. I mean, the Pac 12 rarely had sold out arenas. I was shocked when I went to Poly Pavilion a few times and was like, where is everybody? This is a big conference game and there's 6,000 people in a 12,000 seat arena. I mean, it's just they're not used to it.
Too much. Yeah.
So they're going to see 3,000 fans, students jumping up and down in orange, going berserk. I think it's going to be a long day for Southern Cal.
Yeah. And Illinois is just rolling right now.
Yep.
Final Four contender, I think. National championship contender, probably.
Yep.
Okay. And last game for Dan, Iowa State goes to Lubbock to play Texas Tech.
I'll tell you what, man, I just love this coach for Iowa State. I just love him. His kids play so hard. They are everything you want in college basketball. They're hard nosed. They have really good guards, decent big guys, but they make shots. Their wings are long and athletic, and they sit down and guard you. And both their guards have a ton of experience. Gilbert is playing like a madman all year. Um, I think they can win the whole thing. I think they'll go to Texas Tech as maybe I don't know what you got in front of you, but maybe 3 or 4 point favorite at Texas Tech. I don't think it'll be much on the road. I'll bet they make Iowa State favored, but hey, I hope they make Texas Tech favored. But I think Iowa State wins this game. I think they pull away and win by 7 or 10 points. Their guard play to me is just too good for Texas Tech.
This is a real acid test for Texas Tech. They haven't really beaten anybody. They beat
Yep.
BYU tonight. That's the best team they've beaten this year. But they don't. I didn't realize they were ranked as high as they are in KenPom. They're number 15. Check this out: home court advantage, second best home court advantage in Division One. That's
Wow.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
I wouldn't have guessed that either.
But yeah, so it's according to KenPom. But anyway, take that for what
You would think in the Big 12 every game's sold out, so I mean those teams should be used to it.
Yeah. All right, and then one more. Trey wants to talk about the University of Kentucky traveling to Mississippi State. Where is it? Is that Starksville? Starkville. Yep. Starksville. Something like that.
Starksville.
All right. Yeah, I'll look up the numbers here, Trey.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what the line would be on that game. I'm going to go against my Wildcats regardless of what it is. 5 points.
5 points in favor of Mississippi State.
I would say based on, well, that's tough now, but based on the previous game, and they got every time they play a team that's tough and rough houses and likes to get up in you, they have trouble. They've given up 15 offensive rebounds in the last 2 games. Georgia dominated inside against our boys. I know Mississippi State is just as talented, if not even more talented. So I probably would, I hate to say it, I'd take the 5 points for Mississippi State. I hope I'm wrong, but the way that they played the other night, coming off a big win against Florida, 2 losses on the road in back-to-back games. I can see that happening, unfortunately, as much as I love my Cats.
Yeah, you need to add that at the end. You're biased. So
I am biased.
like it's like when you tout a stock, and then you got to say, "Hey, I own the stock." Or, I don't. You
Yeah,
got to.
a month ago I said UK was going to win the national championship, and here I am now saying I don't know if they can beat Mississippi State on the road. So who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I'm a flip flopper for sure.
Mississippi
Hey,
State.
a lot of these teams get exposed.
Yeah,
know,
Auburn's looking good. That's my one claim to fame. But otherwise, I'm struggling.
this is purely an assertion, but it seems like over the years Kentucky's done all right down there. But I have nothing to back that up. But
Yeah, well they had. I feel like they've got at least back a few years ago they had tougher interior. And these guys just don't want to bang or our guard play. If they can't get open threes, we've had trouble. Kobe Bray had 7 threes against Florida, and I think only maybe 3 shots total against Georgia. And the BYU transfer, he's looked terrible the last few games. So unless he wakes up, we're going to be in trouble again.
all right, yeah, Mississippi State has the 14th best home court advantage in basketball. That's
Wow.
again, I would not have guessed that. But
It'll be a blackout game or a whiteout game or free T-shirt game or something, and they'll be all about it.
Yep.
all right, that's it. That's all I've got for this Saturday. Want to remind everybody to go to fatballguyracing.com. If you're in the Turfway Park, check out the Turfway Park Racing Review. That is on the YouTube site, the Auxiliary Gate site. Other than that, anything else before we sign off?
Don't forget Turfway runs Sunday afternoon. They don't usually run on Sundays, but Sunday afternoon, and it's a great card.
And next Saturday, Fairgrounds has finally a Kentucky Derby prep, the LeCompte.
Finally.
And a lot of supporting stakes underneath. So that'll be fun. So I'm sure we'll cover some of those races as well. All right, that's it. So on behalf of Dan Cronin, Trey Server, I'm CC Broaddus, reminding you that gambling money ain't got no home.